Is abortion God's plan? So for many years there has been the controversial topic of abortion, and it's been in an uproar. There is an impressive amount of people who categorize themselves in the religious caliber and as a part of the pro-life community and association as well. There's another group named pro-choice, the enemies of the pro-life. And while both sides have many valid points, the pro-choice party is more credible, and this infuriates the pro-life group. Abortion is considered an abomination to those in the pro-life, and they fail to realize how beneficial the outcome of it is. The pro-choice group is there to inform the opposing side of what actually happens to the person who is making this critical, life-changing decision. The pro-life community claims that there is a lump of cells inside of a woman who has been impregnated, and they must keep it full term until they give birth. Regardless of the circumstance, pro-life believes that any woman should endure pregnancy if they were to be impregnated. Pro-choice is a side that believes in letting a woman have the right to do whatever she pleases with her own body. Pro-choice believes in giving a chance to women not to feel empowering, but a chance to not have to go through a process that may be traumatizing and life-threatening. Right now, there are many women in the world who would need to have an abortion simply because they would not be able to survive going through a pregnancy and the birth-giving process. And many women accumulate illnesses or diseases that could result in them passing while giving birth. Although pro-life believes that performing an abortion hurts the fetus, studies have shown that most neuroscientists believe that the cortex is necessary for pain perception. The cortex doesn't become functional in a fetus until it's 24 weeks old, or 24 to 26 weeks old after the fetus has developed that long. But most abortions aren't allowed past 20 weeks. And because pro-choice is so adamant about giving women the right to have an abortion, there is always an opposing side. Pro-choice chooses that for all women, they should be able to have the right to get rid of a future child that they do not want. Pro-choice believes that a child should not have to come into this world if it is unwanted. Since pro-life has made it possible for some states to have restriction on abortion, an estimated 25 million unsafe abortions are performed annually. And being denied the ability to have an abortion can affect the woman in many harmful ways, mentally and physically. There are many women who suffer postpartum depression after giving birth. And studies have shown that many women who were denied abortions felt more regret and anger and less relief and happiness than women who had had abortions and have been approved for it. The same study also found that 95% of women who received abortions felt that it was the right decision still a week after the procedure. And women who are denied abortions are denied the right of having ownership of their bodies, no matter the circumstance, whether a woman is raped, there was an accident, she is not financially stable, or emotionally prepared to have a child. No woman should ever be denied the right of choosing whether or not she thinks she can carry a child full term. Even though there are many factors to think about, pro-life wants to ensure that women do not have the right to have an abortion because they believe in many other alternatives such as giving the child up for adoption or receiving help from family members and or others. And people in the pro-life category have not taken into account how damaging having a child could be for someone at the age of 16, even someone at the age of 20, or whatever age the woman is. A child should not be forced to have a child, but neither should an adult. There have been studies that have proven that many women have been traumatized and scarred for life because of being denied the right to have an abortion. It is true that abortion has not always been a go-to resource. It has now become one because it is an available option for many. And pro-life believes that because of abortion, there are less children to adopt. While this may be true, pro-life still fails to take into account for the women who have been raped, women who are not stable enough in any certain way, and women who are just not ready to have a child. While a generic pro-life thought is that if you do not want a child, then be safe during intercourse. This statement and opinion can be very controversial just itself alone, because not everybody who is pro-life or pro-choice knows the exact circumstance of the woman who is wanting to go through with an abortion. And while both parties don't know the circumstance, there is only one party who longs to know the personal reason of why someone is wanting to have this abortion. Pro-choice is not in it for the personal points of the people who are getting abortions. Pro-choice fights for the right of women to be able to get abortions and it be confidential.